No shade to any other team. It's just that particular college is just stacked. But I'm not counting UTA out. I've yet to see UTA lose, honestly. They only lost a single round yesterday, and it was just really by the skin of their teeth. So I definitely think they're scrappy. They know what to do. And if anyone knows a Snake matchup, it's definitely a former Crom main turned Snake main.
Yeah, 100%. That's going to definitely be a little bit of an edge for sure. You can see it already, just playing so flawlessly around the grenades right off the rip. 65 unanswered coming out there from Kyle, trying to get things on the right foot for sure. Doing an excellent job on it. At that, you see there Chronos Smart trying to put some distance between, a little sloppy on that roll though. Ooh. That's going to be a stock, bro. Just a little bit of the Nair combination, not even finishing the full hit to get that force match afterwards. See you later, man. That wasn't even, that was barely even 30 seconds.
Barely even. I told you, it's going to be a fast match.
Good Lord.
But you can already see that advanced matchup knowledge coming into play here. Very carefully spaced, falling up air and forward airs. You saw Kyle throw Chronos at his own grenades, trying to force tech chase scenarios that you really don't see people do to Snake very often. Yeah. So off to a strong start. But I will say, Crom's recovery against Snake, very, very bad. There's a lot of strong options. Funny enough, Snake's taunt 100% kills Crom if it hits him in that recovery, like the little box. It literally kills him. He cannot make it back. There's a lot of ways you can gift this character, so Kyle got to be careful. But racked up a ton of damage here, really putting on the pressure, staying underneath Chronos, and just making it a nightmare for him to make it back down to the ground and play that grounded game.
Yeah, I thought this was like a little bit of a gamble because up until this point, I'd only seen Kyle playing the Snake, but it looks like he was very confident in this matchup. You can clearly see why. He's got a very sizable lead despite losing that stock off of an up tilt, but something that Chronos very much so needed. Gonna have to do a lot of work, maybe slow down the pace a tad bit to really make up the deficit, but not even gonna matter, bro. We boosted through with that forward tilt, closing out stocks. This could be tremendous for UTA if Kyle could win this with 2 stocks left.
Yeah, that's an amazing player to eliminate off the roster at the first go here. So Kyle definitely doing well, taking a little bit of these chip damage from trading with the grenades, but overall still putting a lot on Chronos here. I love that. Not even finishing the side B, just getting as much shield pressure as he can from the maximum range, and that's how you're supposed to play these sorties. And I really think his movement above and below the platforms is making it very tricky for Chronos to even get traps set up.
Oh, the reads! Oh my goodness.
But yeah, so Kyle gonna throw the stock away here, and Arlington starting us off here with a 2-stock lead. Let's see if Tilde is able to close the gap. All
right, here we go. I'm expecting right off the rip, like Tilde just kind of take the fight right to him. This is, again, the kind of just player he is. Oh, that was a really good laser. Okay, nice. I like this, utilizing all the tricks of the trade. And one thing about that too, it's not necessarily about like getting the stock right there, but kind of wearing him down, right? Sometimes frustration can take effect. Watch out for those fares, man. That's going to be very disruptive on those recoveries of Falco as well.
Yeah, it definitely looks like they both have some pretty unique ways to gimp each other, and I fully agree with you. The mental damage of that happening in the first 10 seconds, you got to be like, all right, let me breathe.
Right.
We take a deep breath, you know. Not about to clip me in the first 5 seconds of the match here. But other than that, yeah, it's pretty close here. Great dare to bear, just barely not going to take Kyle out of here, but he's got to be extra careful coming to the stage because Tilde seems to have some very devious plans for that recovery.
Yeah, Tilde is very, very efficient in his edge guarding, obviously, and his punish game as well, but Kyle continues to be a menace for anybody you put up against him. This guy is giving UTA a tremendous lead side, one I certainly was not expecting.
Yeah, Kyle is playing in a way where you're not even sure who the underdogs are supposed to be right now. Like, this is a really strong start for UT Arlington here. Being able to take off Chronos and one of Tilde's stocks is huge, considering Kyle isn't even who we consider one of the anchor players on their team.
And he's not even done. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah. Could have another. Okay. Makes it back to the stage with a lot of effort and a lot of damage taken, unfortunately, on the way. This is definitely one of those things where it feels like Kyle's getting a little bit matchup checked here. But when he is on stage, seems like he has really good shield discipline. You know, not necessarily dropping shield too early against Falco forward air, which all of us have a problem doing. You know, it just lasts so long. But yeah, really hard for him to get back to center here.
Yeah, biggest thing really for Kyle here is going to... Oh. All right, well, I was going to be surviving that for sure, no doubt. But yeah.
I gotta say, Crom, when you see Crom pop off, he feels like such a busted character, and then you see him after recover, and you're like, right, I forgot. That's kind of what I felt like last match. I was like, oh yeah, this is why. Yeah.
It's kind of why people are like, you know, they might gravitate more towards Roy. You know what I mean? Like, but still,
a grim reminder, if you will. But let's see what skits can make shake here. Both players, again, going to be fighting at that same kind of scrappy, in-your-face range. Wario with great air mobility, but Falco has amazing out-of-shield options, especially up tilt. Up tilt leads to everything that character could ever dream of, so Skit's going to have to be really, really careful.
Yeah, that is kind of like the go-to Tilde. That as well as Fair. Like, he likes to kind of apply a lot of pressure with that as well. But getting inside of Wario, getting the opening sometimes can be a little bit of a challenge for sure. I think Tilde is probably going to elect to kind of take it a little bit slow here, not rush into anything haphazardly, and give up any free damage. Again, he is playing at a stock deficit, so you have to always factor that in. And some good hits coming out already from Skits.
Yeah, even though this is a slower matchup, I have to say both players showing some really, really good shield discipline. Skits also very aware of when that forward air ends and actually finding up B out of shield, which is rare for Wario to land this often. Tilde on the other side of that, tilting his shield up because he knows that Skits definitely wants to try to like force an opening with those falling up airs and neutral air. So good discipline defensively from both of them. But Tilde finding an opening here, Wario being above Falco, eating a lot of damage from these up tilts, these fairs, even a back air if we find one coming up here soon. Getting back on the stage against Tilde has been a challenge for really the whole Smash Ultimate world at this point, honestly. But hopefully Skits can find some answers.
Yeah, I mean, this is really kind of where it can be determined a lot, like how this is going to go, especially on the side of Skits. Now, he does have the benefit of, you know, if you're playing a little bit of a slower pace match, sure, that's going to potentially give me more waft opportunities than normal, right, which could be a tremendous advantage. He gets to stock off first. Could be curtains. Let's see.
Yeah, I think we are now at full waft, which is honestly it's shocking for both of these characters to have not lost a stock yet. We finally see one, as I say. Commentator curse. I shouldn't have done that. My bad, Skits. That's on me.
It'd be like that sometimes, but Skits still in a very good position right now. Trying to get access to the bike momentarily. Oh no. Slight little opening. I like that. Doesn't try and force any kind of KO. Just get him off stage. Ooh, and this, okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, getting dropped down like that. Well done, Skits. Good awareness on his part, too.
Yeah, I feel like you see the drag down dare from Wario kill every once in a while, but it always feels like, oh, did they mean to do that? That looked extremely intentional from Skits. And what else is intentional is if he's able to find a small aerial opening here, he does have full waft and can easily just take this last Tilde stock out without having to work too much. But Tilde racking up a ton of damage in the meantime.
Yeah, Tilde is looking exceptionally well, even despite playing from a deficit. But Skits, again, like this guy is just, he's just a different breed, bro, because I'm just not expecting this Wario to be as clean as it is, and I am just continually be very impressed with this guy. Got to be careful on how he's trying to land here, though. This is where Tilde, he'll kind of force you to pick a defensive option you might not necessarily want to go to just to kind of get out of some of these pressure strings.
And I kind of wonder if what we're seeing here is that Skits knows, hey, if I find the right opening, I can set up for waft. But I feel like maybe the neutral is a little bit too focused on finding it versus just playing the neutral normally. Because Tilde has just avoided neutral air at all costs and just racked up so much damage every single time Skits has jumped, it feels like.
Yeah, this is a lot right now. I think Tilde trying to play it super tight.
Because Tilde knows just one mistake will make the Fisher deficit a little bit worse here. Meanwhile, he's racked up so much damage on Skits. Fair not going to do it. Maybe some bike shenanigans, who knows? Oh, wow. Amazing way back to the stage.
Dude, it's actually crazy how like nerve-wracking this is, just like watching from our perspective.
Really
like he knows, like if he could just pop him up, he's definitely thinking waff, waff, waff. And the crazy thing is, yes, waff is still online, but as is Tilde. This is a very modest percentage on Tilde. Not gonna give up that roll. You definitely know Skits was hoping to get that roll up tilt and finish the job right there. But now Tilde, Sai, starting to get into a position where this is definitely possible to bring it back on the side in the favor of Fisher.
Yeah, I mean, already got things evened up here, and he knows because waft is the #1 problem, it feels like nothing else is really online, and now, all things said and done, the gap has been closed. Tilde actually about to have somewhat of a lead here percent-wise over Skits, and Skits just got to try to find a way to secure the stock the normal way, because that last 2 minutes just was nothing was working out for Skits.
Yeah, I almost felt like he got a little overzealous. It was just like, okay, maybe, you know, I'll either hit him, crack the shield, do something.
Even just running in with like command grab on Tilde's shield or something of that nature. And yes, it's not going to be the big payoff as waft, but I mean, looking at what happened here, might not have been worth it.
Dang, this is actually crazy. All right, good patience from Tilde. Oh, the setup right there was nasty. That was so good. Ooh. And you see like the little fist pump right there. I have taken this back for Fisher and given us a much needed lead. you understand, like, Tilde is that guy that can really just snowball. He has the ability to change a series back to your favor, as demonstrated already. You can't let this guy get an opportunity to maybe cook 1 or 2 stocks out of nowhere from your other guy, whoever that may be. Got to send in your best. Forget about the anchor position. Get rid of this guy now.
Yeah. Now, I will say, I think this is a great choice as long as Atomic is able to take this first stock without dying.
Right.
Because Rob can really get blindered by Falco, and it can snowball real rough if you're not careful here.
Yeah.
But in that same breath, Falco, incredible character to get gimped by Rob as. So right now, definitely looking like it's in Tilde's favor. 84% and counting, kind of forcing Atomic to just choose a different way to land there, just spinning a lot of gas in the air, not really getting any big openings. Tilde could definitely take one more stock here.
Yeah, it's very possible that's going to be a back air, and that is going to be a stock in. That's what he does, man. And to your point, Sai, you said it perfectly. Rob getting caught in that blender, it ain't nothing nice, bro. Turn you to a scrap heap real quick, as he is finding out the hard way. This is what Tilde does, and you saw in the Wario matchup had to play more slower pace. Here against Rob, definitely a little bit more free range to get a little crazy with the combo game for sure.
Wow, Tilde doing such an amazing job. Barely been off stage at all, and even the one time he was, opting to air dodge back to the stage instead of even using either recovery option, because Rob is just so good at just immediately killing Falco for it.
Good Lord, bro. Tilde plays like he has 5 jumps.
He does.
It's kind of crazy when you watch this guy combo, man. And Rob is an amazing character. And Atomic's an amazing player, but he is struggling major time. Oh, gave him the air dodge. Not able to punish, though. Catch a little bit of a break. Let's see. Atomic gotta fight. Cannot allow this to get down to 1 stock for him.
Ooh, that could have been rough. That forward air could have led to so much. Up throw, not going to be enough to take it. Falco just barely heavy enough to live on here, but Atomic got to be careful. Can't trade with anything at this point.
Tilde electing to still be aggressive on the descent. Goes right to that ledge, yep. Oh, he is fortunate that he's not getting the up tilt off of that. That is really good. Great awareness from Atomic, too. Like, I can just grab this guy and just end it right here. I don't need to do anything fancy, anything over the top. Just get him off the sticks, and he does that. But not before Tilde does take 6 whole stocks, pulling Fisher out of that deficit that Kronos kind of got them in early. First stock thrown to the Wolves. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
All right, immediately started things off with a pretty nice combo there from Atomic. Leaf Shield, not going to give him anything, and Velta losing that stock in 15 seconds. No, sorry, 10 seconds, because 5 of that seconds was him just running off the stage. So, insane start for Atomic. We now have ourselves an even game yet again.
What are we doing? What are we doing here, boys? Oh, my goodness. All right. Well, that's just how it goes sometimes. Well done, Atomic. I mean, tone setter, to say the least. And if I'm Velta, I have no business going off stage. Like, I would just completely elect to try and hold that down, because it is clearly not panning out, excuse me.
Yeah, I mean that was such a huge punish. The stove is hot. There's no need to go back there again.
Right.
Especially as Mega Man, you have a lot of time before you're even in that position. He's only at 50% here. But that aside, got the crash bomb, trying to set up for some stuff with the up air. I like the attempt. Up air probably pretty solid against Rob. He loves to jump, he loves to up B, so who knows what that momentum's going to do with up air under it. But either way here, Velta trying to keep his composure, trying to at least rack on a little bit more damage here. But yeah, Atomic looking incredible right now.
Yeah, Atomic has been, as we would expect, clutch for this team so far. But it is an opportunity definitely for Velta to maybe make a play for sure. Definitely a rocky start, but you do have a lot of weight behind that Mega Man. Call him Rockman in Japan for a reason, bro. He got some weight to him, so take advantage of that fact. Just trying to get off this ledge, though, has been the challenge. Just gonna let you go to the right side, yes, sir.
Yeah, good idea. He saw the crash bomb at the ledge. That's so good at catching 2 frames. Rob just heavy enough to live that back air. That's insane. Mega Man back air pretty dang strong here.
Yeah, it's nuts. Oh, good patience. I actually love that. Waited for the air dodge and punished accordingly. A little bit of conditioning right there from Velta. Nicely done. Okay. Kind of erasing that horrible start that he had to, at the very least, get Atomic down to a final stock. Make this a little bit more doable if things do not quite go your way. But I don't know. It seems like he settled in. That first stock almost seemingly to be a wake-up call side, because this Velta, okay, now I'm starting to see why they were confident in sending in this gentleman.
Yes, definitely. I fully agree with you. Definitely waking up here a little bit. Oh, but as I said, waking up into the Rob side B. Once again, 4 stocks apiece here. I feel like Velta's definitely a little bit more comfortable in the neutral, but I think the big payoffs damage-wise have definitely been on Atomic's side.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Okay, this could be huge. Yeah, I mean, just get a ton of damage, just punishing the recoveries of Rob. And a little disruptive with the pellets. There's an up air to your point side, kind of positioning Rob perfectly. Gotta watch out for those up tilts. Yeah, very good move, can definitely get the KO, but you don't want to make it too transparent.
Yeah, so far 0 for 2 on those up tilts, so got to be careful. We saw a full-on F smash off the first one. Still at low percent, so I sort of get it. Like, you won't die for going for it, but you don't want to give your opponent any extra opportunities anyway. Uh-oh. Great rush out of the corner there. That gyro was possibly going to set up for some really rough stuff if he had to tech into it. And up air. Rob is going to mash that jump every single time. That move is really scary in this matchup. Nice.
Yeah, all right. Okay, gyro. These are the things that have just always scared me, is to set up and get him off stage, right? Because we've just seen how much that has been a struggle for Mega Man, trying to do some shenanigans with the middle. Okay, I was going to say, like, are we going to grab here? Or are we going to pressure again with back air? Going to elect the pressure with back air and get rid of Atomic. Well done. As we are about to get into it, let's go. 2 stocks got to come off Velta. And then the battle will commence. Excuse me. Last stand right now for UTA. They are down a game, but just happen to be where they are positioned in the bracket. Much needed victory right here to at least tie it up. Let's see if they can clutch it out. Going to start right now with Vibe, trying to be that anchor.
Okay, interesting start. Going low for funsies yet again. Thankfully, Vibe was only playing Squirtle and not Ivysaur. Ivysaur Dare could have done exactly what we just saw Atomic do that last match and just remove that stock immediately. But as I said, Belta showing us some really cool combos there. The fastball Dare leading to some cool chains. I haven't really seen that from Mega Man very often. I see the vision.
Oh no my goodness, didn't see that coming though. My lord. Vibe does what Vibe does, clutches up.
But let's get into this. Round 1, the final match so far is going to be Mr. E versus Vibe, taking it to Hollow Bastion. I think a great stage for both players, maybe even a little bit better for Ivysaur once Vibe starts to switch out a little bit. But let's see how this is going to go down.
Yeah, aesthetically, this is probably my favorite stage of those that are illegal, so never mind seeing a good battle contested here. See, Mr. E got to get off that ledge. Don't want to get those pressures from PT really kind of wear you down. Nice delay on the dancing plate. Furman.
You know what? Speaking of aesthetics, I do kind of wish we could see the Hazards On version of this stage when it gets to last stop and the background changes and stuff. I think that looks so cool, but obviously for the greater good of the rest of the rule set, we're not going to see it. But even outside of that, yeah, the stage is gorgeous. The music is great. Love it here.
All right. And as I said, again, Mr. E, I feel like he's definitely pretty experienced in this, using that good drift of Lucina. Oh my goodness, but the nair from Ivysaur actually going to be enough, taking off that stock. Wow, that is tremendous. Up B, knew that was coming.
Yeah, I feel like I kind of learned it in real time from watching Quid play. I saw him just get crazy gimps with just Ivysaur neutral air. A lot of people are so afraid of down air, but the angle you're sent at from neutral air is terrible and is active for so long. Yeah. So even a more mild recovery like Lucina is still going to kind of suffer there. Ooh, this is looking really good for Vibe right here. 138, down tilt, not going to do it. Charizard really heavy, but we know these low percent hit confirms can lead to a lot, but Mr. E not going for it, just going to back air in the corner, eliminating all those options for Vibe.
Yeah, I love that from Mr. E because it's just like, okay, straight on aggression. This is a big target right now, and I have a very lethal blade. I'm going to go ahead and just make sure I'm maximizing all hits there. A little late on the down air attempt. Could have potentially traded, but look at that jab reset. Mr. E, just like that side, has taken control of this game. Love that grab, however.
Ooh!
Is that enough? Oh my goodness, it is. Mr. E, wow, he got kind of dismantled on that stock, I'm not gonna lie.
Vibe is doing such an amazing job with this Ivysaur Vine Whip. I feel like in the first patch of this game, we were all like, all right, that move has to go, it's insane. And it got nerfed a little bit, but Vibe is like, no, I still know all the windows where this move is just a nightmare. So taking great advantage of his tools. Nice patience too.
Man, this is crazy, bro. He's down to that final stock already, but as proven already in this competition, has that clutch G, trying to activate it right now. Up B, that's huge. Attacking that shield a little recklessly was Vibe. And now we are down to the final stocks right now.
Oh, wow. Yeah, amazing way to fight back, but still going to struggle here. Dare's going to do it, and UT Arlington will take the first stock by just a couple of pixels there, living just a smidge longer than Mr. E. Amazing, amazing work right there for Vibe. and no pressure, but it would be so phenomenal for the UT Arlington squad if Kyle is able to get the same start we saw last time. It's going to be a little bit of a different matchup, but Rob, of course, very good at gimping Crom, but very susceptible to these combos. And right now, Kyle still moving a mile a minute, especially with those falling up airs, putting on a lot of pressure.
Ooh, okay. That laser could have been devastating. See already the game plan, which should be obvious. Yes, it's going to kind of dominate and bully Crom anytime he is off his feet. Crom being grounded is where he's going to get his most success against Rob for sure, but good Rob keep them off their feet and especially off the stage. Yeah, it's going to make it very, very difficult.
Yeah, I like the way that, not again. Okay.
I was going to say, don't Chronos it, don't roll in.
We just saw this. Oh, I like that. The no mash mix-up. Smart stuff from Kyle. Gonna avoid both of those kills from that berry there. I like that Vedad saw he was getting ran over, immediately went to slow the pace down, started just focusing on those projectiles instead, and stopped scrapping with Crom. I think that was a very good idea.
All right, so much more even contest out of this one, and that should be enough for sure. And the gyro, just for good measure from Vedad. I like that a lot.
Yeah, really, really good coverage. You saw Kyle waiting as long as he could, holding onto that jump there, but the gyro just thrown low was just an amazing way to seal that stock out for Vedad.
All right, let's see. Okay, you have to get back pretty efficiently. Nice. Waiting out the jabs, too. Sometimes being a little bit antsy, trying to get that Jair set up.
Oh, just an F throw. Maybe trying to see if Vedad would do like a panic air dodge or something. But as we say it, F tilt, an amazing move for Crom to seal those stocks with, of course. Doesn't have the sweet or sour spots that Roy and Marth have, but just really consistent knockback. And honestly, when it comes to setups like side B or even like Jair, really, really strong options.
1000%. Oh my goodness, okay.
How about this?
Good berries, excellent stuff. Let's see, jumps right though into the clutches of Rob. To go for a big setup, nobody home there. Love the aggressive landing with the dare though from Kyle.
Yeah, respect. Almost even confirmed off of it too there. So Vedad trapped in the corner, trying to make his way back in, but gyro, nobody home. Oh, thought he was going to get something different from that Jair there. Had the parry. Could have been a huge punish, but still in the driver's seat here for a little bit.
Okay, playing with the nair, let's see. Set up, I like the gyro, always lurking, force him to go a little bit high. Gets caught up on the platform with the up air. Smart stuff. Good trapping from Vedad too, kind of cutting off some of those options.
That's it. No, Rob gonna barely live. No rage on Crom to help out right there. Very, very close situation right there for Vedad. So Fisher up one stock here and potentially could get two, especially with rage and rotor arms. Who knows what can happen? Hopefully Kyle can stop the bleeding. Not finding the F tilt that time. Vedad responding really well, sharking below with those up airs instead.
Yeah, definitely some shenanigans you can get out of Rob right now. He's in a very strong position, and Crom, again, what I was saying at the start, when you're off your feet, that is where things can go awry, but able to strike back, gets the back air, and just narrowly keeping this thing close right now. 87% on Crom, and he knows he's got to play this, try to play this center stage. Okay, gonna go for a down throw. I thought he might just chuck him off the stage. No.
Yeah, honestly, just throw him off and then just start looking for like laser and gyro for gimps here. All right, Vedad still yet to find a kill out of these berries. Kyle done a great job of mixing it up, either not mashing or jumping or fighting back with dare if he needs to. Whatever it takes to survive that scenario.
Oh, that's a really awkward position to be in.
Shockingly, he made it, but opting to try again.
Give me that. Okay, that's going to do it, though, for sure. Good effort, for sure, from Kyle. Continues to be a great lead, even in defeat right there. Did an outstanding job, able to put Vedad down to.
Yeah, it's a really fun match. My homie and doubles partner, sometimes we'll just run double Rob and play a lot of the Rob Ditto ourselves, so it's pretty fun. I feel like gyro control is a huge problem, or a huge factor in this, especially if you have the other person's gyro and you're kind of just charging your own. It can get pretty rough for the Rob that doesn't have either.
Yep. It's like Diddy trying to navigate without like his own banana. You know?
Yeah.
Like sometimes it can be used against you. So good, pretty even start right now, right off the rip for both of these guys. Oh, I love that parry. Okay, I like this fight that Vedad is electing to bring right to Atomic.
I like the preemptive down air too, just in case Atomic just tried to like just mash it up and get out of there real quick. But yeah, it's an interesting matchup because whatever is the craziest thing you think Rob can do, it all works on Rob. So they're both very vulnerable to all kinds of scenarios, especially over here in the corner.
That's a really good way to put it in. Okay, sending out one of their aces, Atomic, and thus far has struggled a little bit, I must say. I'm a little surprised.
Yeah, even right there, could have tried to force a tech chase, but no tech chase needed. Up smash out of shield. Amazing tool from that character. Gonna tie things up here.
And I'd imagine they're just going to jump right into it. I don't think these guys are going to need any kind of hand warmer at all. Already warmed up. A lot of hand warmers probably, you know, more so for the first match that we saw earlier. Now a lot of these guys should be all warmed up.
It should be nice and good to go here. So, first off, you can definitely tell Atomic playing really, really well, doing a lot of great micro spacing, does not want to touch that up tilt, doesn't want to eat that forward air or that neutral air, staying out of those range, maybe counter poking with down tilt if need be, but other than that, just being really, really cautious in neutral.
1000%, and really just kind of taking it to Tilde here. Tilde has yet to really get any of those combo strings started. Meanwhile, has taken over into the triple digits right now, so really playing back to the wall at the moment. I'm kind of surprised. Ooh, he's been fairly just ineffective at the moment. Not the Tilde I'm used to seeing, but this is the Atomic I've grown accustomed to. This guy is an absolute beast.
Yeah, strong start for Atomic. I know Tilde, of course, can get so much damage off that first opening, but really struggling to get it. Dropping shield on that side, we really didn't expect to see that. We all know that move is active for a very, very long time. So good start to Atomic here. Is starting to run a little bit low on fuel. Gonna try to have to find his way down with those neutral airs. Finally does it, but yeah, Tilde waking up a little bit, but hopefully it's not a little too late.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, this is incredibly impressive right there. Nicely done though, getting the grab here. That's a good confirmed window that Falco will have on Rob. But it's not even really mattering. I love the fact that he is not shying away from the attack. Atomic, this guy. Something about Cruz, man, is unlocking something else. Should be going to be an air, in fact. Might not have time to set up the back. Not sure about that. But either way, Atomic keeps the stock intact at 161. They're high percentages my man Rob is living at.
Yeah, interesting route that Tilde chose. He got that drag down. Could have finished it with down tilt instead, which may have been enough. I know Rob's heavy, I'm not sure. But all that aside, he does finally find it right there with the forward air. One thing I'll say is I don't really see Falco get bullied mid-air this often. So Atomic is just, I mean, beating Falco in an air-to-air is just tough. I don't care who you are, so good stuff already, either way.
Yeah, from the last time we saw them fight to this time, it definitely Atomic reworked the game plan a little bit.
Ooh.
And you can definitely see anytime Tilde is in the air, he is getting hammered for it. And this is tremendous. And really, if you're Atomic, you're thinking like, oh, I'm actually in a really good spot where I could potentially 100% give my team a gigantic lead. This guy, crew battle aficionado, expertise
oh my God.
in taking off stocks, and clearly demolishing the competition. Pop off right there, boy. Took the belt off and said, not today, young man.
Atomic only going to have to throw away the one stock here. Vex is going to have 3, but, Velta only going to have 3, but a lot of pressure is riding on this in this round 3 of the fight.
All right, let's see how it does unfold. We saw, at least on that first stock in the last round, it was pretty devastating on the side of Atomic dealing with Velta, but I don't know, this Atomic just seems side to me just super warmed up and just all the way locked in. So I'm calling it right now. I think Atomic walks away with at least 2 of Velta's stocks.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same vein here. And already starting off really strong. We almost saw a kill right there if we were able to find the side B right there. Let's see if Velta can maybe punish Atomic's recovery. Finds the dare. Nobody really going to die from that, though. Only at 30%. Still a lot of gas in the tank. So we got ourselves an even game still.
And that we do. Okay. Fine stuff from Velta. I do like the fact Velta willing to go off the stage, though, to take some risks when the opportunity could present itself. You're going to need to do that for sure, man. You're going to have to really kind of take the fight to Atomic. We saw how just devastating he was in that previous game. Really just in general. This guy's just a menace.
Yeah, definitely slowing the pace down here just a little bit, which I think is good for Mega Man, of course. Trying to get that chip damage. Doesn't want to eat any of these explosive punishes. And as I say, it eats the first down air and the side B as the punishment for surviving. Amazing by Atomic.
That's so smart, too, from Atomic, because you kind of think like, oh, okay, he's going to go for dare again. No, he's got the rotor arms ready in that situation. Recognizing the percentage is like, okay, yeah, this will definitely get the KO, and just not hesitating. I love that. Make him think twice about what your option is going to be. You see Atomic getting rewarded, just kind of like got the KO, little head bobbing too in the headphones as well. Guys locked in, man.
All right, now Velta is starting to rack up a lot of damage. Atomic going high with the crash bomb, kind of a risky choice right there, but it looks like even though he's taking all this damage, he might maybe make it back to the stage here. Yes. And Velta's still got a lot of work to do.
Okay, back there. That's good. Nice. Okay, good job, Velta. Nicely done. But can you remove this final stock of Atomic without losing one of yours? Very minuscule difference right here in the percentage. Nice, closing the gap really quick right there.
Yeah, forcing Rob into like a weird kind of grounded tech scenario, which is really, really good for Velta. Kind of throwing these pellets out, just trying to get, you know, these little 1 or 2 pieces. But again, not seeing nearly the same payoff we've seen from Atomic. Going for a low side B, trying to make a huge read here, maybe calling out an air dodge or something. But either way, Atomic got Velta at 90%, could definitely take another one. 8 stocks to 5. Let's see how Velta responds.
All right, taking a swing right there. Nobody home, however. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, I like that. Getting underneath the platform. Oh my goodness, that up air would have been disastrous.
Wow.
One grab. Anything to confirm a hit right now is exactly what Atomic is looking for. Kudos to Velta. Definitely not shying away from the zoning game.
Ooh.
Time to mix up a little bit, but it's not even going to matter. Still able to confirm, catch him with that up air. Atomic, do you have one huge gasp in you to do something crazy with this final stock?
I wouldn't be surprised. Wow, that back air not going to do it either. Amazing avoiding of everything you could think of, but the up air finally going to come into play. Makes a lot of sense. Still, Atomic for sure did his job. UT Arlington with 6 stocks. Fisher with, I believe, 4 now?
My man Skits, bro, he is ready. He was like the most excited person when you saw them bring it home in that previous round. Like, he was just like popping off. So I think Skits just like, I'm here to do my job and I'm gonna do it well, as he has the entirety of this tournament. So let's see what Velta's got for him.
Yeah, I mean, just player to watch out for really all weekend, and starting us off strong there, 43% off the first interaction. Mega Man a bit heavier, so probably going to take a little bit more work to actually secure the stock, but those opening combos are still great. Meanwhile, Velta firing back, getting some great punishes with the Saw Blade there and the Leaf Shield, making it tough for Wario to really get in.
Yeah, like I know Mega Man does like to kind of take his time for sure, but you know, again, if you're Wario, it's just like, all right, I'm content. Take all the time you need, bro, because once I get in, I'm likely going to have my waft ready to go. And that is one of the most devastating combinations in all of Smash Bros.
Yeah, I mean, even half waft could be a big difference maker, but Velta, after that opening combo, yet to be hit again, just been in complete control of this, trying to get an air dodge punish with the F smash. I totally respected. Skits making his way back here, but yeah, definitely kind of struggling here on this first stock out.
Yeah, not too much going the way of Skits right now. I can definitely see what the game plan is here. Don't rush anything. Just kind of pick and choose those openings when they present itself, just like that. And there is a reason for that, because Wario is nasty when he finally gets to go off forward tilt. Forget about it. He survived the waft, but that forward tilt coverage, and we've seen time and time again Skits so good.
Yeah, so let's see if maybe, you know, over a decade of like high-level tournament experience, let's see if it comes into play in this high-pressure scenario. So far, not off to a rough start here, but Skits firing back, using the stage on Battlefield really, really well.
Yes.
Wow.
Nasty with it, bro. That bite was clean.
Oh, yeah. I'm very impressed. Consider me a new Skits fan for sure after this weekend.
Okay.
All right, just trying to keep him off, just trying to zone him out with those F tilts, those retreating neutral airs, using those big disjoints for sure to his advantage there for Mr. E. Got a slight percent lead here, but I never want to count Skits out. I think the scariest part of his game plan is when he stops the aggression and starts just kind of like running in and out and like forcing you to whiff so he can get those big punishes, and stalling to get wafted at the same time.
Well, one of the biggest things too that Skits is going to have to realize too and be very cognizant of, you don't want to be shielding too much against Mr. E. He will pop that shield breaker at any given moment, and that right there can be a decisive swing in any game. Definitely something to kind of keep an eye on, but you sometimes you don't learn it until you learn it the hard way with Mr. E.
Yeah, he's known to get a shield breaker. He's known to footstool you 2, 3, or 4 times if need be.
Yep.
He says, look, this character might be simple, but I'm doing whatever it takes to get the job done.
That's what it is. That's what it's all about. Doing an excellent job right now. 153 on Skits. Stock in danger, but just fires back with a back air to clear out some space. I do like that. Like to go high, a little bit of upward momentum.
Up throw? Not enough. Shocking.
Batman.
Yeah.
Got the weight. Oh, no. Oof. Oh, you are completely finished, sir. Good grief.
Wow, yeah. I mean, that's something you don't see that often, just completely obliterating Mr. E's stock now. Fisher left with just 2 stocks, and not only is Skits a very challenging player to deal with, now we have Waft as a factor on top of it, so Mr. E has a Herculean journey in front of him to keep Fisher alive in this 3rd round. Oh, that's it. Oh, it's Skits' day, dude. My God.
Yeah.
1 stock to 5. Arlington way in the lead, looking amazing today.
Yeah, it doesn't even, I mean, at this point, you're probably like, if I'm Fisher, I'm thinking it might not even really matter. Like, at this point, right? Like, you might just be facing losing 2 games in a row. I mean, it's tough, but Eric, one thing about him, one of the scrappiest individuals you will find in the competitive scene. So down to a stock, it don't matter, bro. You got a stock, you got a chance as far as this guy's concerned. Trying to give himself a chance, does not want to have it be in a situation where UTA wins without even having to send in all their guys. I mean,
oh yeah,
it would be kind of, that was a little demoralizing for sure. So I'm sure Eric trying to prevent that by any means.
Yeah, I mean, definitely got to, oh God, that would do so much to my mental. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not strong enough.
Same,
but Skits trying to end it all right there. We've seen him get some crazy edge guards. We've seen him get the drag down dares. Obviously, the bike is a huge factor here. Mr. E, gotta be careful.
Skits' movement has just been incredible. He's played around here so well. Okay, I mean, I get that. Hey, pull the trigger on it. Why the hell not?
Maybe the deciding match for who's going to win the entire set, because a lot of favor goes to the winning team here.
All right, well, let us find out. Not going to have to wait too much longer. No button check. Going to go right into it. Let's see, Mr. E. Can he be the hero that Fisher needs right now? 1 stock to 3 against a very capable and game vibe. Back to Hollow Bastion. Familiar ground for them.
Ooh, Mr. E trying to find the early counter. Nobody home for it. Got to make a risky recovery. Makes it back. It's just Squirtle. Squirtle's still pretty good at edge guarding, but the other 2 extremely good at edge guarding the sorties. Oh, I thought he tried to water gun him. That would have been insane.
Like the fact, I mean, he is just cleaning house with this Squirtle right now.
Yeah,
no other Pokemon needed at the moment. Okay, there's Ivysaur finally making an appearance, but...
Oh! Okay, very, very careful DI from the side of Mr. E, but the ledge has just been an absolute nightmare. Vibe in complete control with not 1, but now 2 of the Pokemon. Tries to end it all with the F smash right there.
Bro, trying to go for the craziest reads right now. I like it, Vibe. You got a lead like this, you know what? Why not try and be demoralizing in victory? I like that.
Oh, nice patience from Mr. E, too. Recognize that Vibe is probably going to choose a panic option right there. Back throw, not going to do it, but will he be able to recover? Eating a little bit of damage there from that flamethrower, but still got some fight in here. 137 is really, really rough for the Fisher team, but maybe we can at least see 1 stock taking off Vibe.
Yeah, 1 stock. I mean, 1 stock could start a revolution, but no, we just flying to the top and flying to victory. UTA puts on a beating to Fisher, and now they have assumed control of this grand finals. They are up 2-1. 1 more victory, and it is wrapped up as they are going to definitely huddle up, try and figure out how do we put an end to this momentum-filled team. Look at these guys, all smiles on their side, rightfully so.
Yeah, definitely underdog character, even maybe underdog player on the team, I think people thought, but Kyle absolutely proving how talented of a player he has been this entire time. Let's see if Velta can maybe make something shake. Definitely trying to stay out of Chrome's threat ranges. A lot of Leaf Shield, a lot of pellets. Even just those opening hits, because Mega Man is so heavy, can be devastating with a character like Chrome. I mean, he can really make some combo food out of this character.
Yeah, 1000%. Nice, okay. Lands in there, and look at that immediate hot start right there coming in from Kyle.
Nice.
Putting the screws to him. This guy, overwhelming with so much pressure, will use your own Saw Blade against you. Delta trying to establish himself a little bit, but gets knocked off the stage.
Oh, I like that idea. Trying to find an F smash right there. Maybe expecting Velta's timing to be a little bit off with the Crash Bomb as a threat at the ledge there. But either way, Kyle got a lot of percent here. Zeroing in on maybe taking this first stock, but Velta definitely firing back, using a lot of Leaf Shield around Chrome's shield to make it tough for him to get any big like out of shield punishes like those up airs or even those up Bs.
All right, getting off the stage, or off the ledge, excuse me, let's see. I like that swing out of that disadvantage state. Do not allow Mega Man to get any kind of setup for free. so nerve-wracking. Who's going to get this first stock off? Forward tilt, not quite enough. Oh, I love that. Why put the pressure on side when they'll just come to you? They'll just come to you.
Amazing recognition right there. Honestly, Velta kind of set him up for a disaster. Putting that crash bomb at the ledge can be good if you think they're going to try to like ledge trump you and force the issue there. But if you're just waiting, you will put a timer on when you need to make a decision off the stage. And that's exactly what Kyle was looking for.
Oof. Okay. Kyle going all the way ham right now.
Just definitely fighting through it there. Velta starting to clap back a little bit with a couple of those forward airs, not to the same degree, does not lead to nearly the same combos we see from Crom here, but yeah, definitely trying to slow things down. Crom is such an easy character to get overwhelmed by. He can really just steamroll you if he gets going. So Velta trying to make it as difficult as possible. But that aside, Kyle's still doing great here in this first round.
Yeah, Kyle's fantastic, as you would expect.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Ooh. All right. Little scary situation right there. Love how he recovered there. Did not panic and then just strikes back big time forward smash. Goodness, Kyle. This guy calm and cool under any pressure. Much respect to him right now, and he is in a great position. Jair? Oh yeah.
Wow.
Wow, Velta deleted Sai. It is looking grim. Fisher. The starts have not been there. It's not over yet by any means. Velta can still absolutely pull this one back, especially if you can keep putting on pressure like this unanswered on the final stock.
Yeah, and I mean,
gotta tighten it up though.
He's got to tighten it up. Maybe finds it. Yes, finds that back air, which was great. It was going really far in Kyle's favor. We have ourselves an even game here now. But I gotta say, let's talk about adaptability. Kyle struggled in the opening there, trying to figure out what to do about Leaf Shield. Then eventually was able to be like, you know what? Maybe I can use Leaf Shield in my favor and find an F smash or find a Jair and take a stock that way. So very good at just responding to Velta's big neutral tools and really making Mega Man just struggle, especially here in the corner.
Nice. Yeah, a lot of control right now. Let's see. Playing out of the range so well.
All right, Kyle looking for a jump in right there. Nobody home for it. Making it back to the stage. Done a lot of really great navigating around having to recover against Mega Man, and that's a pretty solid character to get Crom with, but Velta hasn't been able to figure out exactly how he should do it just yet.
To Velta's credit, though, chipping away at the lead that Kyle has here. So it is definitely still possible. Okay, Kyle. Oh, nice. My goodness. Baited him to come in and gets the game. Well done, sir. Kyle. This guy. This is how you open, bro. This is how you open. Yeah, there's 100% like why they're sending an A right now. Like they're just trying to go like, okay, what is maybe the most guarantee that we can kind of send out right now? And I think this is a safe bet. So let's see if it pans out. Crom gets off the stage. It's going to be a very rough outing for sure. No, this is not a button check. They're just kind of feeling each other out. Two swordies looking for a duel right now.
Yeah, a lot of mutual respect being shown right here. Amazing parries to get us started here for Mr. E. Really locked in defensively. It's probably played the Swordy Ditto 1,000 different times.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, great parries, great up Bs out of shield. Shield getting a little bit lower, but that micro spacing, those little walks, man, Mr. E's really locked in. But Kyle responding back to some parries of his own.
Yeah, parries look good right there, but you got to have some hits after them, and Kyle has yet to even be able to put on a percent on Mr. E, who has looked incredibly efficient right now. Finally, able to put something on. Will it matter?
Honestly, I thought we were going to see maybe a suicide up B or something just to see what happens there. But another up B out of shield. Wow. Amazing work from Mr. E, only taking 19%. Now, I will say Mr. E was looking really clean and consistent in that little bit we saw with Kyle right there. Micro spacing with those walks, like 9 different parries every single time Kyle touched the button. So whatever Zen mode he needs to be in to play, it looks like he's definitely got it activated. Still off to a solid start, but can potentially get gimped. But Vibe missing the back air and unfortunately throwing away a stock.
That was a complete waste of a stock. I don't know what the hell he was thinking, but that was not necessary at all. Great for Eric, though, seeing that first stock go off so quickly. Definitely going to be, I mean, sometimes that's just what you need to see, right? To really kind of engage. We'll see if Vibe can bounce back. Saw a little disappointment on his face, rightfully so. I understand that, but still a very capable player.
All right, I like the way Mr. E is being really aggressive fighting back to the stage. We saw a lot of times he kind of drift out really far and hope that Vibe would overextend, but just sneaking those forward airs in or whatever it takes to make it back early, totally understand. He's been getting by Vibe a lot in these previous couple rounds.
Oh, man.
Okay, Vibe trying to slow it down, but Mr. E taking advantage of the calmness and lapping Vibe in percent already, playing amazing so far.
Yeah, usually very effective. Vibe is just really having no answers for Eric right now, which is nice to see. Finally kind of setting in and getting his footing. That first stock, again, it was just so crucial. Maybe the psyche of Mr. E, no matter how he got the stock.
Yeah, who's to say? Hopefully Vibe can maybe find this first stock here. Down tilt and down smash, covering the back row option. Super smart stuff from Mr. E, a 2-stock lead. Gonna go down to the up air though.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't so bad for Vibe. I mean, you really just need to just get him down to the last stock. I mean, that's really going to be enough, regardless. Mr. E, I love how this guy just never gets down on himself, bro. Like a really rough start for sure. In a couple of the games, he just bounces back with like an absolute heater he's putting on right now.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that Mr. E is starting to figure out some more of the nuances with the matchup, being super cautious of Razor Leaf, because we know Razor Leaf Vine Whip is like a rough combination of these mid percents here, especially over at the ledge. So Mr. E being really, really safe, retreating neutral airs, retreating up airs, just making it tough for Vibe to get the big openings we need to see.
Okay, nice. Try to bait that out though. Smart stuff. Let's see. Oh, the dare, no. A few opportunities maybe being left on the table. Okay, I do like the patience. He's definitely tried to bait that air dodge. That was super smooth.
Yeah, I think these confirms just not going Vibe's way right there. Could have maybe had an up air right there, but was a little bit too late to pull the trigger on it. Mr. E still hanging on with his other stock here. 8 stocks to 7. Hopefully Arlington can at least even the stocks up and fails to punish that up B. Battlefield is so great for Lucina because that top platform gives her those mix-ups. But Mr. E really coming alive, really putting Fisher's name on the map here. Yeah, and if Atomic is able to take these 2 stocks off of Mr. E and even us up 6-6, that's such a giant momentum boost for the Arlington team here. But that is much easier said than done. Mr. E playing phenomenal right now this round. Hopefully Atomic can match that energy.
Yep. Yeah, Atomic has been the guy, just like in the clutch, man. You need a bucket, go to this guy. You need a stock, go to this guy for sure. But I feel like some renewed energy from Mr. E off of that beat down he just put on Vibe for sure. So he can kind of run and gain some of that momentum and keep it going. It's going to be very, very impressive for him.
Yeah, he's looking really, really strong right now. Tons of parries. Only just now starting to get hit just a couple of times here. No big punishes yet. All right, tries to force the tech chase side B. Could have been really rough for Atomic. Wasn't able to find it just yet. But yeah, Mr. E's defense is looking impenetrable.
Okay, trying to catch him jumping in. Not going to go for it. Gyro in hand. Let's see. All right, nice. Atomic starting to pick it up a little bit. Settle in ever so slightly.
All right, trying to find a big roll read right there. Again, really forcing Atomic to kind of have a lot of panic scenarios. But Mr. E very, very close on taking this first stock. Honestly, was only hitting Nair 1 instead of Nair 2 earlier. But either way, Atomic barely alive here, coast to coast, having a DI really, really far away with that back air.
Crowd, ROB Rob. They're feeling it on the side of Rob. That Rob is definitely taking some damage, 179, and that's nice. Gonna do it. Mr. E, there we go, bro. This is the Mr. E I was looking for the previous 2 games. Finally, looks like he has decided to show up. And boy, what a time to do that when your team super needs it. Ooh. What a down air. Excellent timing from Atomic.
Yeah, great down air placement. Lucina, pretty solid character to make it back to the stage with there, but Atomic shutting it down. Still, Mr. E for the Fisher team taking 5, maybe 6 stocks at this point for the Arlington, for the Fisher team. So definitely looking like the MVP so far on their side, and still putting on some great pressure on Atomic.
Nice. Okay, still definitely doable for Atomic, but he's got to get this stock off of Eric, give himself a chance. But the control from Mr. E and the pressure at that he has just elected to just continue to bring the fight to him. And I mentioned those shield breakers. He does it every now and then. Taunt out of there. Take care of that stock. Yes, sir.
My God, Mr. E showing us why he is who he is. Just obliterating that second stock from Atomic with that unexpected shield break, and even getting a little bit aggressive off stage, trying to end it all now. Playing amazing for his team. Gonna go out. No! Gonna survive that Rob up air, actually. This edge guard might do it either way, but still more than did his job here for Fisher.
Yes, he did. Mr. E, explosive right there. Atomic, one stock left.
All right, a lot of weight resting on Atomic. If he can close this gap down, it could be UT Arlington potentially winning it all here. And they've already got such a great showing. I mean, they've done amazing all weekend, and even in the other games, done phenomenal in Street Fighter 6 as well. So let's see what Atomic can get going here. Fisher 6 stocks to UT Arlington's 4, but this is a very, very volatile Ditto.
Yeah, that's 100% a great feeling, like when you're just like your whole squad in like other games are performing super well. It kind of makes you feel like, okay, we got to get the job done in our respective game too. So definitely love that for them right now. Love this start that we're seeing from Atomic as well. You know, you'll recall when it was Dad up there, Atomic did elect to kind of come on the stick. So that kind of tells me he does feel pretty confident in this Rob Ditto.
Yeah, he must, and it's definitely showing here. Both of them kind of playing some Rock'em Sock'em Robots there, just kind of trading those down tilts at that close range. First, Barry gonna lead into not too much for Vidad, but the back air gonna be a huge deciding factor. Arlington bringing us back to 5 stocks to 4. Atomic only at 83%. That's not terrible.
Atomic are really kind of thinking like, let me just get him down to that last stock, make it a little bit easier for my man Skits. And then from there, anything can still absolutely happen against Tilde's Falco, waiting in the wings. Let's see, Vidad knows, let me not make this any easier for this team. We kind of got our foot on their neck. Let's continue to keep that pressure going.
Yeah,
you've got to clutch this a little bit.
Okay, yeah, backing off. Doesn't want to overextend, but he finds the back air and evens the stocks up. UT Arlington still alive in this round 4. Maybe no game 5 needed at the pace Atomic is going. And the up air not going to come to fruition for Vidad right there. That's massive. Atomic already closed the gap and could potentially even give them a lead if Vidad does not find some answer to this high percent final Atomic stop.
Yeah, this got out of hand quick, fast, and in a hurry. You said it, like, definitely Vidad, somebody who we know is a very capable player, but right now the only thing he's capable of is getting these hands getting absolutely worked over.
Oh, another back air. Once again, 3 neutral get-ups punished in a row. Atomic firing on all cylinders, trying to force something with the side B. Risk it all with the up smash out of shield, but still lives. Vidad yet to actually secure the stock off those down throws.
Okay, Whip on the grab there. This is crazy work right now. Do not tell me that Atomic,
in the Ditto of all things, could potentially get a 3 stock here. That should do it though. 180 Vidad just barely hanging on right there. But the gap has officially been closed. 4 stocks for Fisher to just 3 for Arlington. Amazing plays from Atomic. That's definitely what they needed, keeping them with all that momentum. So now Skits gonna be coming as the anchor, could potentially win it all right now for the UT Arlington team, or force a reset and force a game 5. We are here. 4 stocks to 3. Skits been amazing the entire time. Let's see if he can take everything home for the UT Arlington team.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, you know, it'll obviously be a very tall task against Tilde for sure, but if you can get there with still 3 stocks apiece, I mean, this is Wario, a very capable Wario at that. It is definitely something that could be doable. Got to start with getting rid of this final stock on Vidad. Coming into this, honestly, in my opinion, very fortunate to have this final stock the way Atomic was playing him. That was insanity.
Yeah, there were several scenarios where he could have got the 3 stock. He was setting up for the gyro, couldn't find the rotor arms to close it, but still did an amazing job taking off those 2 stocks. And Skits firing back phenomenally, 86% off just 1 or 2 openings there.
Yeah, it doesn't take too much for Skits to really get it cooking. Already got Rob right now in the triple digits where he wants to be for sure. Oh, okay, down there. Thought the time it might have been there, but no. Good retaliation from Vidad. All right, this continues up. He might be able to get that stock first. Let's go.
Yeah, and Wario being just heavy enough to live there. Both of those up airs not DI'd properly, but this could be the stock. No, the no mash picks up once again, coming through to spoil Vidad's plans out of that berry.
Okay, I think he has a gyro in hand. Yep, he does.
Might be in about half off territory too. Got to be careful.
Yep.
I think we are.
Okay, nice. Okay, gets the forward throw. Again, just trying to control the stage. Maybe get Rob to just pick a really sloppy option on the landing. Okay,
nice.
Love that. Excellent command grab usage.
Yeah, great way to just pressure him and extending the back air hitbox with the bike.
Beautiful.
Super smart. After having Arlington be this close, could do some mental damage to the team if they're not well composed. But none of that matters. 3 stocks apiece, no hand warmers. Let's just get into the action. Falco versus Wario. Who's going to be our victor?
Yeah, no need for any warmers, man. Just as you said, right to the action. Man, this is going to be exciting. So much on the line. The season of Fisher could come to an end right now if Tilde is not able to take it over a very capable Skits. This guy has made me a believer yet again in Wario's not named Gluto.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's exactly what I was thinking too. Somebody's got to carry on the mantle. I normally would think about Gluto or maybe Loaf, but Skits gonna be in that conversation. But as I say it, Tilde firing back with an amazing combo right there. I love the pressure he's putting on, making it really risky for Wario to want to roll or neutral get up. We saw the jab block lead to a full-on death in the previous match, so Skits definitely got to be on notice on defense.
Yeah, he does. Tilde does an excellent job of just kind of like forcing you to respect him in a lot of these different scenarios. Oh, okay. Thought he might elect to try and maybe get the dare off there, but no, sir. We're till nobody home, however. And that is where it's going to help Skits a lot, right? Tilde kind of swinging, trying to get some of his good setups. I like what he's doing. Great answer, really, to the fair attempts from Tilde. Actually, the up B out of shield, quick enough to respond.
Okay, gets the sour spot of that dash attack, so Tilde's still going to live on here for a while, but both of them playing so excellently on each other's shields. Neither person willing to make a mistake, but as I say it, the surprise side B back here, gonna give Tilde that first stock here. Let's see how Skip answers. Skits answers, excuse me. Not Skip, that's the homie. Skits.
All good, man, all good. Maybe not all good right now for Skits, though. Definitely needs to take this stock off in retaliation immediately. Ooh. And right there it is, just flirting with the blast zone, but gonna get caught up.
Oh man, this is so tense. You see in the player cams, both players just taking those deep breaths, trying to reset and take their time back. But Skits has a nuke in his pants at this point with that full waft. That could be such a difference maker. And you know Tilde not going to mess around with it. Already getting a huge opening here and just going to try to slow things down. Ooh, this could be huge.
Love that delay, actually.
Ooh.
Not panicking either, just trying to check it out. No, a lot of patience in those combinations from Skits. That was fantastic, in fact.
I love the way he's playing. This is such a huge turnaround from the previous game. Not overcommitting to trying to find a WASP-specific setup, but just getting those big punishes for what they're worth anyway. Could potentially take this stock and then force Tilde to play out the last stock with full WAF in Skits' hands. That could be massive.
That's it.
And that up air is going to do it. Skits up 2 stocks to 1 here for Tilde.
Oh my goodness, this perhaps the ending right now, the storybook ending could be looming. Oh, gives that one up, the up B that time. Not the answer, but to your point, Sty, still having Waft online, that could be everything for Skits.
All right, let's do a quick mentality check and hope the Skits still knows that he's in this, because right now, Tilde, 56% immediately after finding that kill, looking incredible, but he knows one foul move could even this up, if not lose him the game. This is so tense.
It really is, Earl. I'm just like...
No! He goes for the bike instead of the waft! Huge misinput for Skits. I think with the rage that could have done it. Unfortunate stuff right there. Just misangled his controller. That could have been the game for Arlington, but now we have ourselves a full-on Game 5 scenario with Fisher tying it up.
I don't know. I mean, you just kind of have to play it like to who you think is going to be best for every situation and scenario. And I think maybe they, kind of believe Velta and Vidad, they're just kind of the better people to complement Mr. E and tilde here for this final crew battle, and they've done a good job as well. I mean, these guys didn't get here by accident for sure. So here we go, final game. Very, very telling, and a hot start needed for either side. Looking for their go-tos to get it done.
For sure. So Kyle started us off with a couple of solid hits there, but no big strings like we're used to seeing. Velta, on the other hand, getting those chip hits as we're used to seeing from Mega Man. Mega Man's not like a huge combo character typically. Once again, trying to figure out how he wants to deal with Crom at the ledge, but no big answers. Still just kind of getting those projectiles here and there, but Kyle definitely down in percent here. Nice.
Oh, nice. Okay, ledge trump is successful. A very modest 33% on Velta. Very different look than what we've seen prior to some of these Fisher starts. So this is fantastic for him.
Now, I think that's the first time I saw Kyle try to go for up B out of shield against Leaf Shield, but I've never really seen it just kind of go unfinished like that. That was interesting. Great Jeff smash, I guess we'll say right there. Not enough to kill, but definitely got Velta freaked out.
Okay, nobody home for the J attempt on there. So very, very low percent right here. If you are Kyle, not too concerned about the fact you're just down in stock right now. Not going to take too much from Crom to even things back up. But as I say that, hold on now. Having that jump in tow, though, able to help him get back safely and converts into a stock. Well done.
Yeah, definitely needed that. Had he burned his jump there, that could have been a massive, massive loss for the Arlington team on that stock. Would have only been at 40%. So Kyle still keeping his composure, not taking any huge risk, which obviously with Crom, I think it's better to just kind of stay slow and steady, just control the center stage, pick your shots, and just force these ledge trap scenarios that Crom is so strong in.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great coverage with the F smash on that back roll right there from Velta. These Leaf Shields, once again, getting punished, which you don't see Mega Man suffering from that very often. Velta not able to find that dare either, so Kyle still got another couple opportunities on this stop.
Yeah. Get down, but certainly not out either side of it. Let's see. Nice, finally. Ooh. Okay, been searching for those dares to connect. Finally gets a very crucial one in a time where you needed it. Goodness.
Okay, Kyle wasn't sure if he could secure the Jair, wanted to see if Velta would panic, but I guess Velta chose no option right there. Interesting tell for him later on. Another down tilt, this time not going to lead to a stock like we saw in the previous one here. Velta looking great right now, and this is how that momentum builds if you're Fisher, you know? UTA almost had it, things starting to snowball out of control, and a lot of damage racking up on Kyle on this last stock here.
Yeah, this is great. I mean, Kyle needs to kind of kick it into gear. Has been just absolutely stellar in all of the starts up until this one side. And if he loses it with only taking one stock, that is going to be incredibly disappointing and an incredibly tough hole that UTA would have to find themselves crawling out of. Lord have mercy. Okay, not going to be the case, though. Gets him down to final stock. Still get himself a chance, even if he's defeated right now.
That's
a lot easier.
I never knew Uncharged Neutral B even could do all that. Like, that was a really unconventional choice there from Kyle, but I respect it. So we do have our stocks even. Percent's way up for Kyle, though. Of course, Velta just needs one or two more hits to secure this for the Fisher team to get their first lead here. But let's see how Kyle responds.
Yep. All right, send him up high a little bit, off of the up air. Gotta be so crucial here, even with a lead like this. Just a couple of straight hits can even it out. Don't want to allow that to be the case. Kyle's Crom.
Still looking pretty solid. I like the way he's trying to use Crash Bomb against Velta. He's even starting to try to use Rush against Velta when he tried to force that up air earlier. So definitely got some nice matchup knowledge, but not enough to cut the mustard as Velta takes that last stock and gives Fisher a one stock lead, 10-9.
All right, good job, Velta. Okay, we're not going to get another stinker game out of Vibes, right? Like what he did in that previous game, not accustomed to seeing him perform like that. So they're comfortable setting Atomic here, knowing that Vibes will do his job later on when he does eventually come in. That's what I'm thinking.
I fully agree. And honestly, I kind of forgot that Vibes kind of didn't really hold up to what he's used to doing on that Game 4, you're right. Because he's been a massive factor all weekend long. Yeah. So would love to see him come back to full form again if he has to come out right after Atomic possibly. But Atomic off to a good start. Seeing those gyro down tilt traps, I mean, that you can just take so much damage in there. It's rough for anybody to deal with.
Yeah, Atomic is definitely always just that guy who's just immediately going to get the team right back into the thick of things, like without a shadow of a doubt. And look at this, exhausting all resources of Mega Man. Good air dodges to make it back through, but not without a sizable amount of damage. That is 112. That boy is getting 8 up right now.
Yeah, definitely keeping his composure. Atomic knows how important it is to take this first stock without losing any of his and hopefully get some good momentum going for the Arlington team here. Velta struggling for answers. Only 31% put on Atomic. Not too much after either.
All right, let's see. Okay, landing with the Nair. Well done.
Nice.
Up there should not quite get a job of, should put him in a position where he can definitely finish it off.
Great patience from Velta, but drops the punish. Side B does have a lot of afterlag for you to punish, but of course, high stakes here at 165. I guess I kind of understand not wanting to overextend, but a little too late as Atomic finds the up throw and evens us back up. But let's get into this next match.
All right. Right off rip, yep, even stocks apiece. I would like to see like this being the final game, that it does kind of become a nail biter down the stretch, but if somebody just happens to open up the other person, it is what it is.
Yeah, a lot of ones in the chat. Chat's really, really believing in Atomic right here. Couple twos for Mr. E, but a lot of people really think Atomic has it in the bag. But Mr. E really awoken in the past round defensively, had great parries, incredible micro spacing, and amazing punishes out of shield too. So Atomic got his work cut out for him for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Mr. E last game was sensational. Definitely the kind of boost he needs in the confidence regard, of course, after, you know, some kind of lackluster performances. But like I said, in that last game, that's the Eric I'm accustomed to seeing. That guy who can be an absolute game changer. Now putting the pressure on Atomic, trying to find some safety room to land. Sometimes you just got to clear it out yourself with the Nair.
Yeah, Atomic kind of getting off easy, being unsafe on Mr. E's shield. Hasn't had to eat that up out of shield just yet, but I know it's got to be coming soon. Mr. E firing back throw, putting that forward air on him, and amazing tech on that reverse dolphin slash. That was really, really smart.
That was beautiful. All right, just going to let them put up the shield right there. Not trying to get caught up. 161. We are in those dangerous percents for both of these characters right now for sure. He's going to strike first.
All right, little too early. Oh, but a parry coming out from Atomic side. The bear once again going to come through with maximum range, just obliterating that stock Mr. E.
Yep. Beautifully done. Trying to bait him to swing. Does just that. Nice roll behind. A couple of jabs to interrupt any kind of offense he was thinking about doing there.
All right, things are starting to snowball here.
It could definitely get ugly quick, fast, and in a hurry. Mr. E got to shave this stock off. Doesn't get both heads of Nair. However, the forward tilt will find its mark.
Okay, yeah, got ourselves an even game here yet again. Mr. E trying to find those falling up airs at those low percents to get those huge Lucina combos started, but nobody home just yet. And you can see Atomic backing off, staying out of range, really committing to not even just like the small laser, the full charge laser, just to get that maximum damage on Mr. E.
Yep. Oh, okay. Nice on the down tilt. Let's see. Get it in there, trying to break down the defense.
All right, Mr. E trying to stall for as much time as he can, force Mr. E off his, Atomic stalling, trying to force Mr. E off his block there, but Mr. E very committed to just spacing out those F tilts. It's been a great anti-air. It's a great tool to catch in the corner, but as I said, yet another back air, and the laser to boot might be the stock. No, Mr. E still hanging on here.
Yeah, being able to preserve his jump through all of that definitely kept that stock alive, so kudos to Mr. E in a very crucial situation. Able to make it back and rewarded by getting the stock. And let's go up by one is Fisher. Very fragile lead, but a lead nonetheless that can be appreciated. Let's see.
All right, finds the first falling up air. Doesn't lead to everything. All right, the berry. No, Atomic not finding the kill out of the berry, which we rarely see from Atomic there. Mr. E still got some great opportunities to rack up some extra damage. Up B out of shield, finally looking like it's online here. And Atomic got to really slow down the pacing and not let Mr. E run away with this with potentially a two-stock.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, just throws out the rotor arms. Why not? If it gets the job done, so be it. All right, final stock. Let's see. We know Atomic can definitely detonate on you at any given moment. So Eric needs to still be very, very cautious. Oh, that air dodge that he did was a little spotty.
Oh, and we saw the signature Mr. E reversal footstool come into play, but a character like Rob has all the time in the world to just recover regardless. So, still going to make it back to the stage, but most importantly, avoided the edge guard potential, especially like a drop zone rotor arm. Yeah. That could have been a disaster.
All right, going high. Let's see, trying to clear a path. So tough right there when Lucina's just patrolling that ground.
Ooh, wow. Great placement on that F2. This is a nail biter. It's anybody's game. Mr. E in the lead, though. The corner's a tough place to be. Nair, F-tilt, back air. All these things are such a huge threat to Rob. Oh, and the bear out of nowhere. Gonna kill Mr. E outright,
wow.
even at just 100%. Nice and heart healthy, I guess.
There you go.
Okay, no more. Let's get into the game here. So, Atomic gonna have to run off those first 2 stocks here. 7 stocks to 6. Let's see if he can make something shake. Take a quick stock, maybe even 2 potentially, from the official roster before he's out of here.
All right, 3, 2, 1, let's get it. All right, Atomic definitely probably gonna take his time here, just trying to create an opening. Obviously, you know, Falco can devour Rob in a lot of instances right on cue right there. Just quick combinations, taking him up to 63, pretty much with minimal effort at that too.
Yeah, and great use of the stage too. Dragging down below the platform and still able to stand on the platform and find bigger punishes. 109 on Atomic. It's not looking great here. Got to really fight to make his way back to the stage. A lot of strong kill options for Falco here. But as I say it, throws Falco off. Doesn't lead to much, but definitely keeping Tilde on notice.
Yep. Okay, nice. So barely around the fair range. Ooh, back air. That might be enough. It is definitely going to do it. Yeah, Falco, I mean, it's a glass can. He's either going to blow you up or he's going to shatter. In that case, absolutely destroying Rob.
Like we said previously, very, very volatile matchup. Both players extremely good at like optimizing their combos, and both characters very susceptible to being juggled for long periods of time. So who's to say how this is going to go down? But let's see. 6 stocks apiece. Game 5. You cannot ask for a closer set. The 1 seed UT Arlington against the former 1 seed of Fisher College.
Yep. And really, this is the match we saw in the last round. This could have been, honestly, we might not even got to this point if a Waft had come out and knocked the bike off of the combination from Skit. So I'm sure if he gets himself in that situation again where he has an opportunity to close it out with Waft, probably won't make the same error, would be my guess. But the pace of play does slow down, just given the nature of this game. Of the keep in mind from Tilde. So I'm kind of running down Rob. Not really going to do that so much with Wario. Yes, you will get in there, pick your spots and your combinations, but going to be a little picky at some points.
Yeah, a little bit tougher for sure. Wario was able to drift in and out of danger so efficiently there. Percent's about even so far. Both players taking great advantage of that side platform on SBF and just really optimizing their routes, really figuring out when they should bail from overextending. Yeah, just 2 really, really seasoned vets going at it right here.
All right, once again, we see Skits hanging tough with Tilde. Slowed down pace, benefiting him a lot.
All right, yeah, trying to just get out of dodge with the bike, starting to slow things down, of course, to maybe get a half waft, maybe even 2 half wafts, or even just like a redemption waft from the previous round, possibly. Oh, soft air, not going to lead to the tech chase, but back air still going to set up for some greatness here. Great use of the wall jump, though, to mix up the recovery, but nothing going for it. Skits was ready for that too. Yeah. Excellent play.
I actually really love that from Skits because I think he had a feeling that Tilde was going to maybe, you know, do something to come up with an aggressive option. So he kind of baited him to swing, and then the dare was the perfect finisher in that situation with him having to recover low. So love that recognition from Skits. This guy just gets better and better every time I see him play. Now he is locked and loaded with that waft on deck should he need it at any given moment.
Yeah. All right, we see the first big opening here. Just enough throw to up air. Not the same strings we saw before, but Tilde got to be extra careful. Ooh, Tilde not even getting the out of shield punishes we're used to seeing right there either. This is looking really good for Skits.
Okay, it's the fair. Let's see. Oh no, missing off of that. Oh,
nice!
Does not miss this time. Where was that last game, Skits? You made it up though. You made it up. Well done. Holy crap. What a lead Skits finds himself in. He is tearing into Tilde, who at the moment, Sai, has no answers at all to this Wario terror from UTA.
Yeah, this is amazing for the UT Arlington. And like you said, Waft, not always there when you call, but is always on time. Being able to burn it with still having 2 stocks left in the worst case scenario is amazing for Skits. So if he's able to slow down the pacing, if need be, Tilde going to be on notice with that tool yet again. But even outside of that, 3% apiece, Skits looking real comfortable, really trying to force Tilde to overextend and try to fight his way in at great risk to him because Falco very susceptible to those big combos, especially when we see like a neutral air, like an up tilt get started.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is fantastic. I mean, Skits My man, I'm just taking my time, biting it. Oh yeah, you can tell, absolutely. He is taking him to the combination station at the moment. One-way ticket to destruction. It is getting nasty out here, folks.
Yeah, we got to see Tilde start to find some openings here. He was such a defensive monster in that first round, but definitely not necessarily seeing those shades here. He's kind of just like being a hair too late on these whiff punishes and just eating huge punishes for it.
Yeah, doing a little bit of jawing back and forth with the crowd too, but he was able to clutch it out in that last game. Might not have too much to say right now, the way this one has unfolded. Might just be a matter of time. Falco 122, Wario Mod is 74 with 2 stocks on top of that.
Crazy amount of work. Using the slower Phantasm right there was really great. Skits was looking to end it all right there with that F tilt. Now, we do have Wario in those percent ranges where like up tilt bear is true, you know, dare into bear could potentially be true. So Skits got to be careful. But we have full waft yet again. And honestly, better to use it versus just lose it. It's not going to carry over to the next match. So let's see what Tilde has to offer here. 135% though. Skits could just throw it out raw, or he could just secure it the normal way with like a down tilt dash attack scenario. Let's see where we land.
A couple different scenarios where this goes completely in the favor of Skits, and he knows it.
Oh. All right, rinse and repeat on the drag down dare. Not enough to actually secure the stock. Tilde still hanging on for dear life at 150%. We could potentially see a really big string here, but the bear does do it.
Nice.
Skits is able to continue the lead for UT Arlington.
And if I'm Skits, I'm just feeling a sense of redemption from that previous round where it seemingly had it all well in hand. Well, not only does he beat Tilde that time, he had a waft in the middle as well. And look at that crowd going crazy. They understand they are just 3 stocks away from a championship. One of 2 teams that have every single time qualified to be here at CECC.
Kronos is going to be coming in here with the snake, of course. Very good character. We saw Skits do pretty good against other snake players throughout the weekend, so definitely no stranger to the matchup. And of course, has Kyle as his training partner. But let's see if Kyle's practice can match up to the snake that is Kronos.
All right, let's go. 3, 2, 1. Let's see what we can do. Kronos, a tall task ahead of him, needs to take out 4 stocks. I mean, he has 3 to do it with, though, so it is difficult. But if he can get this stock off of Skits and just put himself in a position where it's just him versus Pokemon Trainer, him versus Vibes, it could absolutely go down that way.
Yeah, definitely could. Still, all things considered, Skits did amazing. Was able to take out all 3 stocks of Tilde, which is no easy feat. Pretty down in percents right here. Looking really solid for Kronos. But after about 26 more seconds or so, we will have that half waft as a factor, so Kronos can't get too comfy. I like the way he's playing though. Going for those wave bounce grenades, just trying to set up that defensive wall, making it so that Wario can't get those mid-percent combo starters.
All right, hanging on that ledge a little bit. Nice, okay. Tries to trip him up. I like that little safety net with the grenade there, and it catches him lacking. Okay, Kronos already making amends for that terrible performance earlier. That was sensational. And now almost felt like it could be a for sure UTA win starting to dissolve a little bit as they've got 1 player left. I think we all know who it's going to be. It's going to be Vibes.
Let's get into our final game. 3 stocks apiece. Vibe and Kronos. Nothing left for me to say. Let's just get into this final match.
All right, here we go. Let's see who wants it more. What a redemption story this would be for Kronos, man. If he could just go ahead and just actually win it for the squad. Obviously, though, this Pokemon Trainer has been absolutely crazy. You know, Vibe probably had their worst performance that we've seen throughout this whole tournament in that previous game, but you know what I'm saying, an opportunity for a little redemption themselves. You know what I'm saying? Just a tale of 2 individuals who want to make it up for their team and help bring home that trophy.
Yeah, redemption for both sides of this, honestly. You saw Vibe trying to get a little freaky there, trying to sneak in some extra pressure using Kronos' grenades against them, but didn't work out, and now we have percents even here. But at the whoa!
Oh,
whoa! Wow! Kronos trying to steal that stock out of nowhere with that F smash. Yeah, definitely got Vibe on high alert right now.
Oh, nice. I like the fair, actually, yeah. Comes out a little quicker than you might expect sometimes. Got the grenade there, a little bit of safety. Let's go.
Ooh!
Fake it with the forward tilt, first hit of that, and then just wait for the air dodge mash. Great stuff from Kronos to secure that with the up tilt.
Ooh, Vibe definitely struggling right here.
That he is.
Grenades not going in his favor, extending his own hurt boxes and getting tagged for a lot of extra damage. 68% already here.
Oh.
Vibe opted to go Charizard while he's at 0%, but this is why you don't really do that. You tend to see him come out once you already have that rage anyway, because Kronos took full advantage of that big body.
Yeah, I kind of understand, you know, like maybe I could just use Charizard, just swipe off this stock kind of quick, fast, in a hurry, but thus far, this Charizard has been less than effective against this snake.
Man.
And the pressure strings continue, and what we were expecting to maybe be a close showing for this final game is right now proving to be a very one-sided affair at the moment, side. Oh my goodness, see you later.
I feel like Vibe just got a little tunnel vision there. Like, sure, when you first came in as Charizard, maybe I can find a kill move with something, but after you take that first 60, 70, it's like, might as well switch around. Maybe even just get back to Ivysaur with those mid-weight percents to try to fight it off. But right now, Chrono looking like he's about to take this with a 3-stock if Vibe is not careful.
Heated the spark off the bench, and Kronos coming back in and giving them just that. I know it's Sunday, but it would take a heck of a miracle for Vibe to pull this one back, man. But we got to start with that first stock, which he has to this point continued to struggle to find. And I don't know if it's going to get any easier. My Lord, Fisher looking to keep the title back where it, possibly where they think it belongs. It's hard to disagree right now, Sai.
I mean, they had such a strong start here, but Chrono's barely been touched at all for the last 2 minutes straight. Vibe, one single hit away, finally finds that rage back here from Charizard, but way, way too late here. No percent left to play with, and Kronos been such a great player defensively, gonna make this nigh impossible for the Arlington team, and that up tilt will do it.
That wasn't even close. Pop off, absolutely, you deserve it. Started off losing the first 2 games. Kronos had a hand in that, but then it comes full circle. The pop off deserved as they take care of business and deny UTA the championship they so desperately want to claim on their home turf, but is not to be. Fisher College, too strong. Different roster, same results. The champs are here.